Hello, welcome to Pumpkin Canine Fashions. I have paw-picked my new line of dog beds. Each one delivers bold, stylish looks that make your pup stand out from the pack. With thoughtfully designed apparel and accessories, my people bring personality and flair to every tail wag. Go ahead, treat your pup to one today. Order now at pumpkincaninefashion.com. That's pumpkincaninefashion.com.
Hello, world. Welcome to Talkin Live.
Now, let's get ready. You are Talkin Live with Lamar Bearden.
Well, good evening. This is, of course, Lamar Bearden talking to you. And we want to get into more religious shows as we can in the future. But right now, I have been listening to what's going on, and I'm so proud that we're over the hump right now for a while anyway, until January. I don't understand why it has to be over and over and over, and it can't just stay a year or so. But I guess that's the way the government runs, over and over. I was watching Mandani. It's Mandani. I was watching him talk about what he's going to do. He's going to defund the police and hire social workers. He's going to shut down all the prisons and let everybody out. He's going to continue to do what he wants to do that's against what we want to do. I mean, it's a sad day when American people vote for something like that. It just blows my mind. And if I could get in touch with Donald Trump, or if I could get in touch with some senators, which I hadn't tried that much, I can sooner or later. They need to make a law that people like him can't run for president or any kind of office in the government because he bleeds against our freedom. But yet we keep on getting people like him and Omar and all these others. They're running for Senate and all that. Now you take AOC, she's born in New York, but she's still leaning toward communist socialist. After knowing about Puerto Rico, what they go through in life, and don't tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. I went down there 3 or 4 times, and even my engineer's been there. And we know what goes on down there. People are doing it out down there. They don't have lights, water, and all this stuff. It's a beautiful island, but it's also a lot of suffering down there too, just like it is up here when the food got cut off. See, the food got cut off because the Democrats, they couldn't give in. They wanted to waste $500 billion on programs that was nothing. You know, and get back to Obama, they want to hold up that Obamacare because he was a black president. Call me racist if you want to. That's fine. If you want to call me racist, that's fine. But it is all about Obama because he was a black president, which he was elected twice. That a black president was elected twice, but we're all white supremacists. Can you figure that now? you're looking at Donald Trump so much, and while you're looking at the Donald Trump so much and worried about Donald Trump, the president, you're worried about him. And while you're worried about it, the communists are sitting back and laughing at us, you stupid Americans that are voting in people that are with the parties of communism, socialism, dictatorship. And of course, we're losing our democracy because of Donald Trump. We're not losing no democracy because of Donald Trump. We're losing democracy because of the people that we got in the office. I mean, look at here what we got in the office in Washington, in the Senate. Look here. Look at it. Put it up here, Jeff. I sent you pictures. They didn't get there? That's too bad. Anyway, you know what I'm talking with her hair dyed. She's got her hair, looking blue and all that kind of stuff. You know the one I'm talking about. Don't she?
Yeah.
I don't want to know that. I can't believe something like that's in the Senate. I can't believe something like that's in the Senate and has a vote. I mean, like the devil from hell looks like she just come out of hell, or she fell out of some freak show. They was having a circus, and she got kicked out of the circus, and she run for Senate, and she got elected or House. I don't know what she is. But I had the pictures. I sent them to Jeff to put up my phone, and sometimes they don't go through right. I don't know if you got time or not. He probably ain't got time. We'll do this another time. So we got our cut, and today I talked to people in New York. I talked to a Chinese. He didn't want to say too much about Mandani. He's just got back from Beijing. He called me and asked me how I was doing, and I said, what do you think about Mandani? Oh, well, he didn't want to say too much about it. Man, Chinese people are not too much to talk bad about people, really. They are not, really. They don't get into conversation where it's their country or it's where it's you, or they're not like us American people that talk about one another, sometimes. But they're kind of neutral. I mean, they don't talk about their country. They might talk about the good things that they feel nice. He told me today that he had two powerful people in the regime that we can work and do some business over there in the future if I wanted to. I'd called him to see how he's doing. I'm not going to tell you who he is. None of your business. Anyway, he has been a friend of mine for 30 years, 20 years. Well, I'd say more 30. And man, we know one another. He used to work for the government in China. He tells me about China, but I can't say it. I don't tell people stuff that people shouldn't know. I am proud that I know Asian people, and I all kinds of races, all kinds of nations. And, see, we got the Muslim thing up at New York, and we got the Muslims here in all over the country. They are free to worship a totem pole if they want to. They're free to do everything they want to do except one thing. Try to push it off on us. Kind of like Biden done. He tried to push everything off on us. And Donald Trump's a criminal. I can't understand why they keep calling Donald Trump a criminal. But they love all the other criminals. If Donald Trump's a criminal, what about all of them? Oh, and I'm hearing about Epstein and all this, and Donald Trump. No, Epstein was so did Bill Clinton. I mean, there's probably a lot of people know Epstein in Congress and everywhere else in the government. Everything looks real bad when people get caught, but it's okay as long as they ain't caught. That's the way they promote things in the Democrat Party. Of course, they never make a mistake. They are got these bleeding hearts for these children that starving to death, but they can pass a law you can lay down and have abortion. You murder a little innocent baby, but they were worried about them starving to death in America. Yeah, what a crock. And I done a show on veterans. They make out like you hear about the veterans. That we got our veterans out there fighting for Mandanis and Omars and AOC. I mean, we got our soldiers out there fighting for freedom, and we got this scum of the earth in our government. That's what I don't understand. Donald Trump, you can hear me. There should be a law that people like Sanders and all these people that are communists or their belief is to destroy our freedom can't run for any office. Now, I also talked to a Jewish friend of mine in New York today. I'm not going to tell you who he is. Many of them done business back in the day a lot. I mean, hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I called him to say what is going on. I got a deal going, see if he was interested. And I called him and I asked him, and I said about the deal. And then I started, what do you think about Bandani? I mean, what he said about him, I can't repeat. And it wasn't nice. And of course, I know a lot of people in New York. I we're going to open all the prisoners up, let them out, shut down the prisoners, and we're going to hire caseworkers to replace the policemen. I bet she's got a bunch of transgenders lined up, and if you break the law, they'll just claw your eyes out. So you better be careful. Going to get rid of the police department. That is the stupidest thing I ever heard. But that's our Democratic Party. Oh, he's a Democrat, but he's a communist and a socialist. Now, I tell you what they need to do as a Democratic Party to ask Russia for their flag and see if they can fly it over here, because that's what they are. North Korea, Cuba, put all them flags up. And these suckers go and tear the flags down up in New York, American flag, and leave the Muslim flag up. And everybody thinks it's, I mean, I don't get it, man. Biden says, come on, man, what's going on? We don't know what's going on, do we? Except what's going to come to the end. It's going to put an end to our freedom if we don't stop it. And I ain't talking about raiding buildings like the Democrat does and burning buildings down. I'm talking about the church's consent. You know, the government is more scared of a real church that has a real thing. You know that? They are scared. See, Rome, they killed all the apostles and all that fed all the Christians to the land. And because they was scared. They was scared of the gospel. I mean, I'm going to get off on this. They were scared. See, when something is right and there's a bunch of people wants to go that way that is right, they get scared. They get scared. They let drugs go in here. These counties, these cities, let them sell marijuana. Beer's bad enough. And I smoked marijuana back in the days, and way back in the days. Never liked it. And for you to tell me that stuff can mess up your brain and make you lazy, so lazy that you couldn't have swat the flies off your head. I mean, I know about marijuana. I know about drugs. Not that I did them all. It's that I had friends that did, that are dead and gone in the grave now. Died young. Got big hearts, would do anything in the world for you. And then killed herself over a little high. Oh, we're hoping that Donald Trump will keep more drugs out of the country. It ain't just Venezuela. Afghanistan, they grow poppies. They grow and they bring cocaine in here. It comes over here. All these countries deal in drugs that are corrupt. That's where the market is. From dumb people that want to kill themselves and destroy their life and their family's life. You can't do away with it. It's gone too far. And America used to put people to death. They used to hang them, shoot them, all that for what they did. String them up. But today, that's uncivilized. But you used to leave your door open, go anywhere and come back. Nobody come in your house to do anything. It's because the consequences got to the point that they wouldn't be done. And so people just went raging and wild. And that's what's going to happen in New York. They are going to have a field day in New York destroying what people work for and killing and raping and doing all the things that they do. Oh, yeah, it happens all over the world. But it's still the way it is. And New York, worse. You know, little cities, they don't put up stuff they put up with in a big city. I mean, the cops, you know, sometimes they beat the crap out of you, which is that's not a way to go. But, you know, somebody they'll fight the cops, and the cops will beat the crap out of them, and they blame the cop. You're supposed to resist arrest. Like ICE and all them. You're not supposed to get out there. That's breaking the law. But see, we have a party that is all about breaking the law. Oh, the Republicans ain't angels. And this might be old talk and all that. But it's a fact. There's so many out there. I'd like for you that are watching would ever send me a quote or send me an email and tell me what you think about this country. And we will read it on the show. If you're for the left side of the communist socialist, they need to take that Democrat out because they're not Democrats. They're socialist communists. Did you know when the crime rages and there's no law, then the government takes over? They want you to do that. The government will take over and they'll line you up and shoot you. That's how it works under communism. If you're old, they'll line you up and shoot you because you're not no benefit. But you can't understand that. People can't understand that. After all these people running from Cuba coming over to Florida and coming here in the United States, and knowing all the time that place in Cuba has become a crap hole because of communism. Venezuela, they tried communism, and everybody's starving to death over there. You talk about food stamps, when the communist takes over, you don't get no food stamp, guarantee you. Food stamps for people that can't help themselves, can't work, and don't have a kid every 6-9 months, so they can get more food stamps, sell the food stamps. I know people in the Spanish world sold food stamps a lot. Not just Spanish. I know people sold their identity, their name and their social security number, just to be here in the United States. Instead of going and getting a green card or going in and getting legal and just get a job and pay Social Security, be a good American. But they put it off until it's catching up with them right now. But I don't think that Donald Trump will ever get all these people out of this country. He can put a dent in it, maybe, but he's not going to get them all out. Too many of them. And then you turn around and you vote Democrat because a man in the White House you thought was such a great man didn't even know where the bathroom was at or where he should go left or right to get off the stage. You voted for somebody like that opened the borders up, and then you want to defend these people in this country. Double money when they come in, money to get them out. And I don't want to hear that dictator, Donald Trump's a dictator. If anybody's a dictator, it's the ones that running for office that call themselves communist socialists. You know, I ain't too much on a show today. I've done a lot of stuff this morning that in my company wore me out. But I'm not so blind that I can't see what's going on. And when the voting times come, if I'm alive, I'll vote for Donald Trump. That he does something different before the time comes. Didn't I hear him say that we're going to quit taxing Social Security? You elderly people vote Democrat. Ain't that good for you? Overtime pay. Quit taxing that. In that bill they passed, what he said last night, is that seem like a communist or a dictator to you? Try to get people money back over the tariffs, what is happening, instead of giving it to the insurance company and let you buy your own insurance. Obamacare, the name is what they want. It ain't the insurance. They want that name to stand because he was the president of the United States and he's so special when he's the one that started all this crap, him and Biden. And then you go right back to the polls and you want to vote for something even worse than them two. You know, it's my opinion, it's my thought, and it's a fact. It ain't no guesswork. It's not a lie for what I'm saying here. I didn't just dream it up. I couldn't dream up what's going on with the Democrats and what they're trying to do to the country. I couldn't imagine. I couldn't even dream. It's like going to heaven. If you go to heaven, you can't dream. You can't think of all the great things and the mighty things that Jesus has prepared for the people that love him. But you can imagine what? And imagine, even though it's hard, to see what's going on in this country, preparing a place for you to live like hell, be like in hell on earth. God bless you.
The views and opinions expressed on all Talkin' Live show presentations are those of the host and their guests, and not necessarily those of the staff or management of the Talkin' Live TV broadcast studio, EPB Fiber Optics, or by this network or its management.
Ho ho ho! Santa here, and I've got a jolly message for all my favorite shoppers. This holiday season, make your sleigh stop at our Surplus Products for You online store. We've got a full line of Lamar fashion goodies that'll make your gift list sparkle. Brand new women's bras, stylish handbags, and trendy backpacks that are perfect for the fashionistas in your life. And don't forget your furry friends. Pumpkin's full line of cozy dog beds is in stock and ready to ship, just in time to tuck your pup in for a warm Christmas morning nap. But hurry, these deals won't last forever. Whether you're shopping early or sliding in just before Christmas Eve, Surplus Products for You has something for everyone on your list. So dash on over, beat the holiday rush, and let my elves at surplusproductsforyou.com help you slay the season.